One of the pastors that I look up to, his name is Francis Chan, and he preached a sermon one time where he was telling a story about how he had interviewed this pastor out in India, and it was the fastest growing church in the world. They were planting like 20 some odd churches a day. It was ridiculous. There's a lot of people in India, so it makes sense. He was asking me, he's like, dude, how do you find 24 pastors to plant these churches? And one of the things he said was, I go into any room and I find the most humble person and I make them a leader. And he read this scripture. It was Isaiah 66 verse 2. It says, blessed are those who are humble and contrite in spirit. That's a key one right there. Not in action, in spirit, and fear the word of the Lord. And since I heard that sermon, I have basically wanted to get it tattooed on my forehead. My wife said no, nothing above the neck. That's the rule. But that is the guiding scripture. I feel like for my life, the Lord has just made that the guiding scripture where I strive to be humble. I've been here at this church since the very beginning, and I've seen pride almost kill people. People who were pastors, people who were leaders, people who were just attending the church. I've seen pride almost kill people. Contrition, right? People who think, just literally just knowing that you're broken and walking in that brokenness and going, I'm a cracked pot, and I'm gonna let the Lord shine through those cracks, right? You gotta, listen, I gotta be specific here. He said sober-minded, okay? I'm trying to honor what the Lord says, you know? And then fear the word of the Lord. I want y'all to know that I fear the Lord greatly. I fear him greatly. 2 years ago, I remember I was praying in my closet. This was on the tail end of some pastors that I loved having some major moral failures. And I was upset. And I remember in that closet, I remember going, Lord, if I ever get to a point where I even entertain the idea of having a moral failure like that, I need you to kill me. And I know that's really heavy and that's weird, but I made that deal with the Lord. Because I would rather die than to have a moral failure like that. Because I have a friend that no longer walks with the church or walks with the Lord because of a pastor that had a moral failure. And he goes, if that guy can't walk the life, why should I? And if Jesus is real, why didn't he protect him? Why didn't he stop him? I fear the Lord. I fear him greatly.